talk about some other things too. This is another story about. This is about Eric, Eric Quintero, and Savara. Savara and Savina, or something like that. It was Savara's. They're both two girls that were in Hawaii, and they were born in Hawaii, and they came to Dallas. And their dad was a doctor. They were loaded with cash. They were loaded with money. And the sister, Savara's sister, the pretty one, was dating Ricindo for like a year, and that was Eric's like childhood friend, one of his childhood friends. So anyway, when I was about 18 to 19 years old, I recall, I was 18 to 19 years old. I recall Savara going to Eric's house, and I don't know, we were just all chilling. I don't know if I smoked weed, and I said something like, "Oh, you learn really fast," or something along the lines, and I had no idea Savara was a transgender, or to my understanding, and I remember Eric saying something like, "No." And I don't know if she was sort of semi-ly hitting on me, or I just didn't know that she was a transgender. Because I remember Eric sort of blocking me. And not blocking me, but like warning, like, don't do that to him. Like, no, he's, and Savara I remember Savara looked, and she goes, "No, yeah." And within 15 minutes, I think she found a reason up to get up and leave. And when I think back at it now, and I'm visibly there, looking at everything, 100% that I know. And I notice because when I'm looking at Savara's Instagram, and I've seen her in bikinis, unless this person had a sex change as well, and I don't know. But the reason I say this is because I went to, and I know that she had some kind of attraction, even if it wasn't very much at the time. I was about 20 years old, and I went to the club. This is where I met this real. I didn't know this guy was like a really gay. This guy was really gay, but he was super pop. He was like really popular, and he was really well known. This guy was like Clark Kent. They called him this Clark Kent. And he was a black guy. Dude used to dress like he had loads of money, go to all the clubs. He knew, if he knew all the underground parties and everything, this person knew who he was. Anyway, part of this business and situation that I used to travel is I used to get into any place I could to find out all the underground bars, after hours, the crazy shit. Even some shit that I had to leave because I was like, man, these motherfuckers are doing these guys are doing orgies or some shit. They're doing some sex festing shit here. So anyway, I go to this place. It was Zoo Bar I went to because this guy had some turntables, and they'd set some turntables and what was going on there. So anyway, I saw Savara show up, and I was just kind of. I wasn't flirting or anything. She showed up with some white guy, and I particularly noticed that she was heavily paying attention to me. So I don't know the story to this, and this is why I think that she could have just shown up out of whatever. She could have just shown up out of nowhere. I don't know if somebody told her what my location was, but I do know the white guy was sort of blocking her away from me. Letting her know, no, he's straight, which I am, which is correct. Sometimes it is very difficult for straight. I don't know how many other straight guys this has happened to, but it's happened, and I do know that it's sort of like you have to respect other people's boundaries as well. You understand that's what you want or what you like or anything, but people have their own. I have my own boundaries as well, and not to violate those. And they did anyway. I got raped by a transgender, but I thought I'd make a discussion on that because I do remember Eric saying something like no, like he's not, he's different, he's not, you know, he didn't say that directly in her face, like, you know how you sort of student underground slip in conversation, but you know, you kind of know what they mean. That's exactly how he kind of said it, but she took it obviously because, you know, what the hell, that wouldn't offend a transgender. What transgender probably wouldn't get offended by that some kind, because I didn't know what was going on, but he was like, nah, it was like, nah, don't do that to him, like, because she was sort of maybe either engaging or flirting way, and I didn't know really how to react necessarily and just be friends with everyone. And then he was just kind of like, I felt like he was kind of looking out for me for a moment, you know, just for a small moment. So I thought I would say something because the moment that I went to his house and went with this transgender that I didn't know was a transgender, Denise, God forbid, you know, and we're all taking ecstasy, and that was pretty much it. So I thought I'd make a video on that, and yeah, you know, to whatever these circumstances and everything else that was going on, to everything that else is going on. So, yeah, if there's any other subjects, it's a disturbing one, obviously, but yeah, I do remember that. I do remember thinking of that. Because Sabar's sister, she enlisted into the Navy, and I don't know if she was there for 4 years or not. I know her dad was supposed to be like a plastic surgery. I think her dad was Eric told me he was a doctor, plastic surgery doctor, and there were loads of money. They were just like filthy beyond rich. You can imagine. I don't know where they came from, where they met, or with the high school, or what the situation was, but they were born in Hawaii, worked at the bars of Hawaii, and that was pretty much it. But I thought I would say something about that. You know, there were other people that were looking out at times at, you know, for me when I didn't know sometimes, which is, you know, kudos, you know.